Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name is Max, and we're here with a Pauper challenge. It's been a little while since I've made some content. I usually, play a bunch of Pauper leagues. I play challenges, everything. But again, I've been taking a little break. I'm so stoked to be back. This is Grixis Affinity. This is the big bad wolf. Everyone knows this deck. Can't get away from it. I think it's just too strong. I can't beat him, so I'm going to join him. Um, anyway, before I get into this quick deck tech before the tournament starts, let me just quickly shout out the channel. It's youtube.com/snapbolt. Go check out the channel. I want to be back full time. I'm not going to be back full time making content quite yet, but I really wanted to play in this tournament. So here we are. I'm recording live right now on Twitch, twitch.tv/snapboltgames. So coming out live on Twitch. And it's a lot of fun. Now let's get into this deck. If you don't know this deck, you probably don't play that much Pauper, and that's okay. This is, again, the best deck right now. I don't know why it's gone for so long without any bans. It's just so whack. Like, it is unbelievable. Like, people are main decking for Dust to Dust. I was doing that. It's still not enough. This deck is putting up incredible results, no action taken. Wizard just really doesn't care about Pauper, so it was a good time for me to take a break. But we're basically just in a Tog combo deck. You just play all artifact lands. You have a really good card advantage engine now with Deadly Dispute, Ichor Wellspring, and Thoughtcast in the Grixis version. There's also a black-red version. But basically, you just draw tons of cards. You play a Tog, you play Mirror Enforcers, you combo with Disciple, Fling. Oh wait, I just I just realized I thought I cut one. I thought I cut one Fling down. I thought I went down to one Fling. I think I wanted. I have 16 seconds. Damn. I could have sworn I went down to one Fling. Man, I'm not sure what happened. I wanted to go down to one Fling, but it looks like we're playing two. It's gonna be okay. Our match just started. There's nothing we can do now. Didn't register the wrong deck as far as I know, so that's good. But two Blood Fountain, I think that's a good amount for this deck. You could play three. You still need the four Gallop Blast. I'm trying kind of an interesting thing with the mana base, playing a fair amount of Bridges and Darksteels just because I want to be good against opposing Gorilla Shamans. Without further ado, let's just get right into it so we don't use too much time from our round one. So let's go. Let's see. Here we go. We got a mulligan here. We have 0 lands. Opponent's on the play and kept 7. If we draw one land, this hand actually gets pretty good because we have Wellspring and Deadly Dispute. And we get to draw an extra card off star, so we need one land in the top 3 essentially. I'm actually going to keep. A little sketchy, but we're already on a mulligan. And again, we have 3 looks essentially at another land. Can definitely get burned with hands like this, but I think they're hands you want to keep. Had it the whole time, right? See a lot of familiar names, see some new names, so welcome everyone. Let's do this. Let's take down this challenge, shall we? How many players? 70. So it should be 7 rounds. So it looks like we're up against blue-red Fae here. So I'm just going to play Ichor Wellspring. I could just resolve a Tog as well. I think I'd rather resolve Wellspring, and then I can just Deadly Dispute away the Wellspring. I get a lot of card advantage that way. Because even if they counter Deadly Dispute, I still get to sack the Wellspring, which is pretty good. And then I just draw towards more lands. Okay, nice. Back in town. Still looks like I'll be disagreeing with Theoretico on pretty much every single play, so nothing's changed. Looks like we're going to get ninja'd here. Okay. I put back the Gallop Blast. We didn't have a red source originally, and I was going to use my red mana to play a Tog, but we can beat a ninja. Interesting that they took this line. I guess they just want to ninja as early as possible, but now they're not leaving up counterspell. Okay, let's see. So I can go Darksteel, that's 5 artifacts. I can go Prism, Enforcer, Enforcer. So I think that's pretty obvious that I'm just going to do that. It's just really good against the ninja. I get 2 4/4s down. Again, I'm surprised they ninja'd here rather than waiting one turn, because now I just get to do whatever I want this turn. And that's play 2 4/4s for 1 mana. This deck is just so strong. Like, yeah, I'm expecting the opponent. I actually was thinking about playing this deck and playing 3 or 4 Gorilla Shamans in the sideboard, but I don't know. I think Affinity is just too good. So now they're probably gonna. I thought they were gonna Augur, leave up Counterspell, but they're just passing entirely. Interesting. And there's a Thoughtcast. So I think my line is start with Thoughtcast. They might counter it, and then I can always just Deadly Dispute, or play a Tog at that point. No, I like maybe I don't even necessarily want to attack. So yeah, again, disagreeing with everything Theoretico says. Because if they just go like Scred, untap, like Scred, if I attack with 1, they can just Scred and then attack back. Seems pretty bad to me. Definitely not playing a Tog into Counterspell. I'm debating whether I want to Deadly Dispute right now. They're going to counter it. I get to draw 1 card. I could hit a land to play. Or I can also just use the... Well, they're going to counter this. Then I don't get a treasure. I just draw 1. I can just pass and try to not let them use their mana and then Deadly Dispute. And if they Scred a Mirror Enforcer, I could also consider to Deadly Dispute that. And just keep my Wellspring in play to sack to a Tog. Just not going to attack. I'm expecting a Scred here. A Braid. Okay. So I can just let this resolve and then not let them use the counterspell mana right now. I think I'm going to do that because sacking the Wellspring is still pretty good. I could also play the Fling, targeting the ninja. They're going ice on that. Interesting. I think I want to Deadly Dispute my Wellspring. If I draw a Galv Blast, I get to kill this. If I don't, I still get to draw a bunch of cards. I don't want to fling this, that's for sure. Galv Blast? There it is. Nice. Easy. Had it the whole time. All right, looking good. They're brainstorming and then probably going to go brainstorm Augur to guarantee the hit on Augur and then leave up counter. But now we're just in a really commanding position. We have another Enforcer. We hit a land that we can play. We even have a Blood Fountain to get creatures back. And now with the Ninja not on the table, they just really don't have nearly as much pressure. Definitely feeling a little rusty here, so if I make mistakes, I make mistakes. Maybe they're going to just reveal the counterspell again. Yeah. We don't know if that's a new counterspell or not. But we know they have at least one. Okay, Vault, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just go Star. Play Enforcer, see if they counter it. If they do, I get to resolve Blood Fountain and a Tog, which just seems fantastic. They don't. They could have another ninja, but they also need a removal spell here. I'm going to attack now. I do need to start like doing something. I'm going to play Blood Fountain. They probably counter that. Nice. Just like we drew it up. This whole game is like, feels like it's going pretty perfectly so far. We know they have at least one counter, but we have a Tog in play. If they scred the Atog, I just let it go and just try to win with Mirror Enforcers. And then we're gonna have to beat the hate post board. Fun to be back. Streaming, playing some Pauper though, making some content. Okay, this is looking great. So I think it's likely they have another counterspell. They probably don't have Spell Stutter Sprite. Ooh, Galvanic Blast. I don't think there's a reason to blast right now. Let's just start with Prism. Disciple. All right, I'm going to play Disciple, and if they Spell Stutter, if they have it, I'm going to blast the Spell Stutter. Basically, like, yeah, I know they could have another interaction piece, but this is still fine. Now I just go attack with everything. Could leave back one Mirror Enforcer, but I can just race a ninja at this point. They have to chump the Atog, and then they have to like start blocking these, or they just take 8. Like if they don't block and they ninja, they're gonna have to block next turn. Okay. Oh shit! I meant to sack star. I didn't mean to click OK there. Damn. That was a big mistake. Like I said, I'm rusty. It's just a misclick. I didn't mean to do that. All right. Well, actually, it might work out. So I have 1 damage on this. I'd have to sack 3 things to a Tog to save it. Might actually want to do that. Because I can just sack star prism here. They're at 8. And I don't know if I can resolve this next to Tog. Like, I don't need these necessarily. My number one plan should be to not listen to Theoretico. Sorry. Just making fun at your expense, but just joking around. So now if they ninja, oh, they're gonna ninja getting back Augur. Okay. I really needed a sack star there because now this punishes me for not killing the Augur. Still can probably win this game, but it's just making it a little more difficult. Because now they got a free hidden and they have this to block with. It's just annoying. And they're leaving up red mana. So they may be trying to hit another scred, or they have one, or they're trying to leave up Bolt. Not sure. They've missed on Augur. Okay, that's brutal for them. And they have land. Definitely a little flooded over there for them. Okay. I think I like play bridge, attack with everything. I'm likely to be able to kill here. How did I lock myself out of a Tog fling? I can still just fling them at any time. Not killing that auger was just so massive. I know if I draw Thoughtcast, it's bad to sack bridge, but I think I want to sack my tap land here. And then I can just fling them because they'll only have blue red up and the spell stutter's going to die. So I'm pretty safe here. I think except for that misplay, I've actually played this game pretty well. Because now I just let this go, and then I just fling and kill them. Play around, spell pierce. Nice. No need to go hard on fling there. I mean, I could have. I don't think it really matters at that point. I think I actually want cannonade. I brought in the cannonade over one shaman. Just have an extra like wrath against Fae. Probably want a lot of hydroblast. Maybe not all four. Enforcers are good, but I think they get a little bit worse. Need to like find room for everything. Munitions is actually really good against them. Not sure what else to board out. I could board out another disciple. Yeah, I don't necessarily need the cannonade. Can be pretty solid though. It kills everything they have except for Augur. I like boarding out one disciple. Munitions I think is really good. Maybe I just rely on the two munitions and not have the cannonade. I could also just board in only two Hydroblasts, but it kills Gorilla Shaman. I mean, they're going to have a fair amount of red spells. Current standings are in the top of the screen. Sideboarding for game two. We're up a game. 0-0 in the challenge. I think this is fine. I think Duress is good. They have a ton of spells. I could side out one Wellspring as well. Leave in like the Thoughtcast. Not sure about that. Maybe Wellspring is better. All right. They mulligan. You take out all the disciples. I like having some. I maybe should have boarded out two. Drawing like a tapped indestructible land would be good here. I don't want to get Gorilla Shamaned, but I'm gonna have to play these lands at some point anyway, and this is just more mana efficient. So planning just to play a Wellspring next turn. I'm definitely getting the first round jitters right now, especially because I haven't streamed for a long time. So pressure's on. No, I don't want to play a Tog because if if they go Mountain Bolt, I don't have good stuff to sack to it yet. Sure, I can't resolve it quite yet, but I want to just have stuff to sack to my Tog to save it from burn spells. Could have played it to stop them from ninjing, but if they ninja me, then I get to resolve a Tog at that point. So we can let that happen. And then next turn I can go a Tog plus Star. No attacks. Definitely no attacks. I guess it's unlikely that they're going to have untapped red source here. Probably just get ninja'd. Okay. I guess they could have just, if I played a Tog, they could have just gone fetch red source, then kill it. I still think I like this better overall. Sure, they get to draw one card, but now I'm just kind of sitting pretty. Tog with stuff to sack to it. Play around removal spells. There's the Gorilla Shaman. Okay, that's trouble for us for sure. And they have the hate, but we can still beat it. So they get to kill two of our lands, and we don't have any more indestructible lands. So definitely a problem, but they also might just have to chump a Tog here, as crazy as that is. Like that's how good this deck is. Like they can have hate, and sometimes it's just not enough. I mean, it might be enough here. We'll see. Depends on what else they have. They needed the Gorilla Shaman there though, so you also have to kind of have the hate. Ooh, munitions. All right, let's see if we can have lethal here. If I played Great Furnace Wellspring, attack with a Tog, then I have 5 artifacts out. Still not quite lethal, right? Because that's 11 damage plus 5, 16 damage. So they'd go to 1. But I could put them to 1. But I also, resolving munitions is good, except if they have Hydroblast. Oh man, this is close. Yeah, it's not bad. I could draw from Wellspring and then attack with a Tog. I do want to resolve this because they need Hydroblast and they have to use Hydroblast on this also. So resolving munitions is really good at killing this. I think I like that. Sack this, plan to attack with a Tog. There's a Disciple. Okay. Does that change anything? If I go Vault Disciple, don't think it changes anything. Still think I want to just resolve munitions, because then I can just kill Gorilla Shaman next turn, then play my lands and not have them die. I think I just attack and then play munitions. Oh wow. Yeah, this is great for me. Perfect. And then they have to spend a mana to kill my Great Furnace, which is fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's something that we can potentially beat, especially now with the munitions out. And if they Hydroblast munitions, then they're not Hydroblasting a Tog, so they're gonna have to chump a Tog next turn. It's like I have all non-indestructible lands except for one. They have Gorilla Shaman. They're still in a rough spot. Classic Pauper. Yeah, Preordain is definitely a good sign. And they missed a land drop last turn, right? They went Preordain bottom bottom. So they're definitely in trouble here. They might be thinking about going Scred or like, oh, Scred on Disciple. Okay, I just let that resolve. Not sacking Star right now because I could just play another Disciple. No need. Now they're in a lot of trouble. Because now I just go sack the Star to munitions, kill the Gorilla Shaman, play Vault, play Disciple, attack. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I should have played Disciple first. I missed out on it on a damage. Bad sequencing. Okay. They do still have 6 cards in hand though, and they hit a land. Augur. Okay. Not that scary. Blue Blast. Okay, it's a good one to hit. But if they kill a Tog, I still have this. I didn't want to play the bridge because I wanted to resolve this before Spell Splitter Sprite or Counterspell. So that's why I played Untap Land Disciple. Ooh, Pyroblast. Wow, that was a huge punt from them because now I can Pyroblast the Blue Blast. Jeez. Gonna go Hydro here and then I just counter that. I guess they could have 2 counter spells or 2 Blue Blasts, but so be it. They could have Blue Blast plus Spell Pierce or something. Scred the Atog for 4 permanents. Still having Blue Blast. So I would have to sacrifice 2 lands, putting them to 12. But saving my Atog is pretty massive, because I go sack 2 lands, then I have a 4/5, then I have a 5/6 Atog, and then I attack. They have to chump. They still have Blue Blast, but I have the Pyroblast. Oh, hey, thanks for subbing there. Fair demo. I can't Pyroblast this because we know they have Blue Blast. I'm going in. Going in. Always yes. Going in. And then my Wellspring still resolves here. Now they're gonna Hydro the Atog, I think, and then I Pyro that. They should have just Pyroed or Hydroed the Atog on their turn when I was tapped out. Because now, yeah, they have to go Blue Blast, or they have to chump. Either way, they're in kind of a rough position. I know they're gonna block a Tog, but then they have no pressure going. They can't ninja me. They can't like get anything going. And my Tog just remains on the battlefield. Like I thought I was playing like incredibly slow because I'm pretty rusty here, but I'm ahead on time. I can't because if I pyro this, they just counter it with this. They revealed this to Augur. So if I went kill this, they go counter it. A Tog, yeah, it doesn't work. So now I have to use this to counter this, and then force them to chump. We got it. We got it. Okay, Scred resolves, does not kill the Atog. Wellspring resolves. I draw a card. Now they're at 12. I could hit them down to 10. If I attack with both, they can just block the Disciple and not die. So I have to just attack with a Tog. They're probably going to block that. Okay. Still in a pretty decent position here, even though I only have 1 mana, which is crazy. All right, there's another Augur. Abrade. Okay. They can abrade the Disciple, I guess. They can abrade my land. That's actually kind of annoying. They do. No reason to really sack it to a Tog, but I just do it. Chromatic Star. Could sack to Wellspring main 1. Do I need to? I think I don't need to. They're probably going to block, though. Yeah, I actually like that Theoretico. To see if I need to. If I don't need to, I'll just hit for one. Okay. So they're gonna ninja me here. Okay. Are they gonna replay Augur? No. Nice. Another bridge is good. So now I start by playing Chromatic Star. I guess they could spell stutter that and then have a chump blocker. What about just going play bridge, attack with both? I like that. They could have fairies here. They definitely have interaction, so I don't want to play into that. So I'm going to go play bridge, attack with both. If they go spell stutter spray, I can just sack Wellspring to munitions, kill the spell stutter spray. So I think I'm just hitting for two. Like, I feel like they definitely have interaction, and I don't want to play into that. All right. Just going to do nothing. I know they get to draw another card here, but they're pretty close to dead just to like what I have right now. I could have sacked the Wellspring, but if they have like a Scred or something, then I just don't get value out of sacking the Wellspring here. So that's why I just waited. They got a Scred. Okay, so they do have Scred now. I'm probably gonna go munitions then, sacking the Wellspring right now to use my mana. I hit them for two. Hit them down to six. I get to draw. I could just untap. We know they have a huge Scred. Munitions you. They might even have to Scred the Disciple. If I untapped, I would have had Dispute up, but I can't like go forever here. I do need to try to kill them at some point. All right, they Scred that, sure. But now my Atog is kind of open. Ooh, can we just kill? I think we can just kill now if these resolve. Oh man, so close. I think we lead on Duress. If they spell stutter, I'll pyro. Okay, they have Echoing Truth and they have double spell stutter that they chose to not cast. Wow. I guess I could just have munitions. That is bad for me. They have so much here. I need to just play faster. I don't want to like just let them play the spells that are just gonna pass. I think I'm losing. They put counterspell into their hand. So they do have two counters. And they didn't attack with anything? Land? I can just play Ichor Wellspring, force them to use a counter spell. We know they have double counter. Man, I just need to play faster here. I don't know why they didn't attack with Ninja. I'm going to have to try to win game 3 if I can't win this game. Oh, if they're not attacking with Ninja, it's so good for me. Not sure why. Okay, there's land. That's huge. Now I'll go Wellspring. They can counterspell it. Let that resolve. Ice my Atog, sure. I'm pretty close to killing them. So we know they have these 3 plus 3 other cards. Prism. They let it resolve. Wow. Another Pyro. Just gonna pass. I can still win this game now. I'm not sure what they're doing. They have spells that are counterspell, so Fling would probably not be the win. I think you have to play around all the cards they have. Not sure what they're doing. They could have Hydro. Yeah. Couldn't have countered that anyway. There's a Galblast. Okay. We know they have double Spell Setter. We're close to getting them. I'm catching up a little bit on time here. Let's go Deadly Dispute, force them to counter this, and then just try to set up the Galblast for the win. Okay, they have Dispel. There's a Hydro, jeez. There's a land, okay. Just pyro these. Jeez, okay. The good thing is I forced them to use like all the counters that we know about. So now I can draw a second Galblast to win. They're using a lot of time here unless I disconnected. I don't think I want to attack. They've been not attacking with Ninja, so if I just keep them not attacking with ninja. I think that's good for me. Maybe set up a double Gal Blast for the win. Chat, am I there? Or am I disconnected? If this is using my clock, that's so bad. They did period in chat. Maybe they're messed up. Oh man. I've had internet problems that cost me a match before. Okay. I'm ahead on time now. Just counter this. Okay. Gal Blast. Bridge. I guess I can attack, sack an artifact, try to Gal Blast the ninja. I'm just gonna wait one more turn. Another Commodore, okay. What I need to do is just draw another Gal Blast and have them both resolve. The only way, I think. Or draw a Disciple. One or two Disciples left. Another Atog. Just try to use as much time as I can here. They're not attacking, wow. I mean, they probably have interaction, but maybe not. Prism, bridge. Attack with both, I just die. Can attack with one. They're just gonna block with Augur. Oh wow, I can kill both Augurs? I'm gonna go for it. Not sure why they would do that. They might be allowing me an avenue back into this game. Could die to Bolt. They might not have Bolt in their deck anymore. I think I'm going to go for the win. Just wait to see what I draw. Munitions. Counterspell. Go for the win here. If I kill this, attack with both, sack, I have two lethal creatures. Oh, they have the Echoing Truth that we know about? Then it's over. I forgot about Echoing Truth. I must have deleted it by mistake. Oh, they said GG's? Yeah, what about Echoing Truth? What happened? Oh, did they brainstorm it away? No. Oh yeah, we got the Echoing Truth at the duress. Nice. They said goddamn connection issues. Yeah. I guess the problem is they could have won, but I was up, you know, over 30 seconds on time, and they would have had to win the next game. And because they're blue red, I could just try to play game three super fast, and they would have trouble. Whew, nice. They played way too conservative. If they attacked with Ninja earlier, that's the main reason why I wasn't attacking with a dog. I think they did not play optimally, and I was playing kind of around that because when I was leaving a Tog back, they weren't attacking with Ninja, which was just really good for me, I think. When I only had like lands to sack to a Tog. Okay, well, round two in a minute here. All right. Welcome to round two. We're against back off. We're going to keep this hand. This hand looks totally reasonable. I don't know what back off usually plays. I'm not sure. They mulligan to six. Definitely gets hard to play. You know, when you have like 3 minutes left, you're a little rusty. You don't want to make mistakes, but you just got to jam. Okay, Affinity Mirror. We can munitions that though. I don't want to play bridge. I don't think I want to blast this. I just want to munitions it. I can leave it there for a couple turns. All right, might be red black, might not. We don't know. So I think I go dark steel wellspring here. I can munitions sack the wellspring next turn, kill this. Alternatively, I can go. Again, I don't want to blast that, so I can also just leave this around for a while. Yeah, I might want to set up this enforcer, not even munitions anything, and just put as many artifacts into play as I can. That's definitely an option. Because getting enforcer down early is pretty good. They're getting set up here, cantripping. They play a tap land, sure. See what we draw. Another munitions. So I can go 4, 5 artifacts. I can play Disciple, play Wellspring. Can kill this later. There's not really a huge rush. Playing a Tog's also not bad. I think I want to just get artifacts down. Theoretical. I mean, feel free to keep saying all your plays, but I'm doing my thing. Okay, so now they're going to munitions my disciple. I'm going to munitions their disciple. It's looking like a mirror match here for sure. Is this mine? Yeah, that one's mine. I don't want to yield to theirs. Mine's gonna die. Okay, they attack for one. I mean, they're definitely ahead here, but it's not that bad. I can go. Let's see. I might want to play this top land because I think I'm going. Actually, no, I don't because I want to go. Here's the turn. Furnace, 6 artifacts. play Mirror Enforcer, play Munitions, sack Wellspring, kill Disciple. I won't get to blast this. I thought I could, but I cannot do everything. Alternatively, I don't want to leave their Disciple in play. I could go with Tog plus Blast something. Mirror match, yeah. What's up, Obi? Um, yeah, let's just do this. Opie, what's up? Thanks for the resub. Appreciate it. Appreciate any follows here or on my YouTube, for sure. Okay, we're at 15, they're at 19, but it's very, very close here. Both of us with an Enforcer. I'd say ours has better art, but I kind of like this one, actually. I might switch over to this one. They can, like, always Wedding Invitation unblockable. Jeez. I need to just get a Tog down next turn no matter what. Hopefully they don't have a Tog. Looks like they have Ancestral Recall, though. Oh, man. I definitely need to slam a Tog next turn. That's annoying, but I can just munitions that. That's interesting. Okay, they're hitting for a bunch of damage. Because they don't have a Tog, I might just be okay here. Like, my next turn is going to be good. I get to go kill your Disciple, kill your Enforcer, play a Tog, play a Tapwind. It's a lot of good stuff. So kill this. Sacking that. I'm surprised they just played Disciple right now. Maybe they wanted to wait until they had an Atog, or at least more mana to deal me more damage with this. I guess they could Galvanic Blast me here. Or they're just going to deal me a couple damage with this, perhaps? No, they're sacking the Disciple. I see. Okay. So now I go Gal Blast this. Play land, play a Tog. And then next turn I can, like, potentially threaten to kill with Wedding Invitation Gal Blast here. Oh, I missed the sub. Thanks, Mindoro. I'm focusing here. It didn't pop up for some reason, or maybe it did, and I just didn't notice it because I'm focused. Oh, am I dead? I'm dead on board. Wow, that's why they did it. Okay, well, they got me. Was I gonna have the win? Wedding Invitation, unblockable, and then sack all these. Galvanic Blast down to 15. I don't even think I had the win. They said, oh, I could have killed last turn. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe. They killed this turn, so... I was just always on the back foot trying to stabilize. I just barely couldn't stabilize there. Okay. Gorilla Shamans, Quad Hydro. And I think that's it. What do I usually cut in this matchup? Could just cut both Blood Fountains. Keep one fling. I guess I cut both flings, actually. Because both players are... both players have a lot of Hydros, so it's hard to set up a Tog fling, and it's risky. Disciple is so good in the mirror. No, because if you don't have an actual answer for it, they can't, like, often sack their board if you just have Disciples out. Sure, they have munitions, but you have hydros now. Maybe you want this. Maybe you want all the Galvlasts. Can side out like one Deadly Dispute. I do side out one Galblast a lot of the time. Maybe munitions is not a fast enough kill, but in a lot of games, being able to munitions just pick off disciples is so good at not having to use a card to kill their disciples. It's possible that game that I should have just Gal blasted their disciple like earlier in the game, but I didn't. I could go to one munitions. All right, I don't want to draw two of those. I'll try this. I'm not exactly sure. My sideboard's a little different. My deck's a little different than I usually set it up. Still 4 Deadly Dispute, 4 Wellspring, 4 Thoughtcast. I can even take out a Deadly Dispute, bring in another Mirror Enforcer. Just have a little bit more pressure. All right. One Blood Fountain I think is fine if the game goes long and just have something that makes artifacts. All right. Okay. Just probably going to play Prism here. I could have played Double Star. I'm not sure. See what they do. Ancient Grudge my land. Okay, well that was essentially worst case scenario for me. I'm definitely in trouble now. Wellspring, okay. We want to draw indestructible lands here. We do, nice. I don't even know if I need to sack star here. I can just go play bridge, play another star, keep all my artifacts in play. They still have an Ancient Grudge, but they can't flash it back yet. They don't have a Rainbow Source yet. We are going to be able to Ancestral Recall next turn to try to hit lands. So this game is nowhere near over. They're going Ancestral, yeah. This combo in Pauper is just so nuts. Ancestral Recall. Yeah, now I mean now they can flashback Grudge, but what are they gonna grudge? My Prism? I don't care. Do they not have a land? They Ancestraled and didn't hit a land. So they have to discard a card. This game is not over. So I'm gonna go play land, play Deadly Dispute, leave up Silver Bluff. I could Thoughtcast, but then I'll have to discard. I don't want to do that. Well, I can counter Grudge if I want to with Hydroblast. I can still dispute the land if I want. Oh no, I can't. I use the dispute, but I can just counter the Grudge if I want, but I don't even know if I want to. I think I'm just passing here. I want to save Hydroblast for a Tog if I can. So if they grudge my land, I'm just going to let that happen. Oh, they have shenanigans going. They did not dredge shenanigans. So they're not valuing. I mean, if they dredge shenanigans, they're missing on lands too. So that's huge. Okay, resolves. They're definitely just trying to hit land drops. Yeah, I mean their hand has to be good because, but they don't have the lands. So I mean, if they're spending a lot of cards like killing our lands, and then eventually I can just draw more of my indestructible lands and play them, that's fine. I don't really want to fight over saving this vault. I don't think. We drew the blue-black bridge just in time. It seems like this game. They're deep in the tank here. I mean, if they play a Tog, I probably just need to Hydroblast it. Guerrilla Shaman is probably one of my best draws. They are deep in the tank. I mean, they have already multiple ways just to kill a Mirror Enforcer. Not sure about that. Oh, what's up, Strawberry? Yeah, the mirror feels pretty miserable. And I haven't played it that much, to be honest. God, they cannot decide what to do here. Makes for exciting content here, I know. If they had Tog, I'm going to Hydroblast. Ichor Wellspring. Okay. They hit a land. Probably off that Wellspring draw is my guess, but who knows? It's hard to tell. I only guess that because they were in the tank for so long. Yeah, bingo banjo. Good to be back playing again for sure. God, they have taken so much time on this turn. Mirror Enforcer. Okay, well I'm gonna kill that. I know they could deadly dispute it, but I'm just gonna blast it. My mana's pretty tight as well. What is this? Deadly dispute? Oh, sack Terrarion. Add black green. And they're gonna grudge. Okay. Maybe I do need to hydro this grudge, just have more mana. Oh, they're going to Disciple. Okay, resolves. So now they flashback grudge. I think I might actually need to fight over this. I can try to find another hydro for an Atog. Oh man. think I just need more mana next turn. I'm going to try to find another Hydroblast. They can kill this so many different ways. Maybe, maybe not. All right, I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm gonna blast this. I guess I could have blasted in response to this. I'd get pinged for 1 extra. No, that was a good draw actually. Because now I go Munition, Sack Star, Kill Disciple, and I get to leave up Treasure. Lots of indestructible lands. I like that. I'd rather leave up Hydro here to try to counter an Atog than playing Thoughtcast. I can Thoughtcast next turn. I'm still feeling behind in this game, but might be fine. They've drawn so many cards. They're not dredging shenanigans. They're just thinking that it's too slow, I guess. I guess they have like basically all the time in the world here. Because there's plenty of time for game 3. I mean, Gorilla Shaman killing 2 of their lands would be fantastic. They also only have 1 blue source. I know Backoff is a pretty good player. I know I've played Backoff before in the leagues. I've seen the name. All right, let's counter. Do they have second Atog? No. All right, let's go Thoughtcast. There's another Thoughtcast. Might just want to play Wellspring plus tap land. I think I do want to do that. Got to get back in this game somehow. There's a Disciple. An answer to what? I mean, if they just have a Tog plus Disciple plus Fling or something, I only have Galblast up. They can just go play a Tog, play Disciple, sack their board, Fling. Galblast doesn't interact with that. I might as well get this down, Thoughtcast next turn. This is more mana efficient. I think this is the play. Get me more artifacts in play too. Yeah, they might win here, but I think I needed to risk it. I'm obviously behind. I've been behind this whole game. They might just have like, I mean, they have 10 cards in hand, but they might have just like a bunch of Hydroblasts and I don't know, clunky stuff in hand like prisms and wedding invitations and stuff that doesn't really do anything. There's Disciple. There's a Tog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. There is a Galblast. So if they had Fling, they would have just played it. They have Blood Fountain as well. I'm just so far behind. Let's just go munitions this to start. If they sack something to a Tog right now, then I'll probably blast the Tog right now. There's a Mirror Enforcer. Okay. That just resolved. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I probably want to. Yeah, Weber, exactly. Sometimes you just have to progress your position and hope you don't die. Yeah, I mean, I can go Blood Fountain Enforcer, but I have to, like, deal with this and this. I'm not sure how to do that. I have a lot of options here. I can play Disciple, play Galvanic Blast targeting a Tog. They'll sack 2 artifacts. And then I can play another Blast. And then I drain for a bunch with Disciple. I kind of like that. And then they have to sack a bunch of stuff. I If I double blast, that's 8. They'd have to sack only 4 things actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not even that bad. They just save their Tog anyway. I think a better line is going to be like Blood Fountain, Disciple, Mirror Enforcer, Thoughtcast. So let's start with Thoughtcast, right? Thoughtcast. Could also hit an untap land. Okay, there's a Gorilla Shaman. Does that change anything? I think I want to save the Gorilla Shaman for next turn. Try to survive here. Go Blood Fountain, Enforcer, Disciple, tap land. I guess that was another. I don't think Blast Blast is honestly that good. I could just die here, right? Because they can just go Blood Fountain, get back 2 Disciples, play them, kill me. So how do I beat that? I'm 1 mana short of going Gorilla Shaman, kill Blood Fountain. Ugh, man. Because, yeah, if they just go untap, Blood Fountain back both Disciples, play both Disciples, I can't win. So I think I actually misplayed. I could hope they don't see that line. It's not very good, obviously. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. It's not a bad line. I could also go play Blood Fountain, play Enforcer, leave up munitions. Because then I can chump this with Enforcer. I mean, I'm probably dead no matter what I do. Oops, I should have tapped the other land. I have the Prism, but they could theoretically kill the Prism. So if I can survive this turn, maybe somehow I can assemble a win next turn. I'm not sure if I can. They're leading Thoughtcast. Okay, they tapped one of their black sources. They might not be going for it. They're going to play another Atog? They're playing a Wellspring. I guess they can just Galvanic Blast my Mirror Enforcer and then kill me. I could also have Hydro here, which it looks like I do have. So maybe they're playing around that. Also why I had to leave up mana. Play another Atog. Oh, shenanigans that. I didn't realize they dredged the shenanigans. That was a reason to play Disciple. Alright. Let's just act like we have Hydroblast. They're gonna represent lethal here, though, I think. They should, right? If they went for it and I just had Hydro, they get crushed, though. So they might not go for it. Nice. No, do not tap for blue to scare them. That's too obvious of a fake out, I think. So now we need to Gallop Blast them right now, I think. Go for the win somehow. I mean, they probably have Hydroblast. I feel like Gallop Blasting their creatures doesn't really do anything. All right. What is my line? They're obviously scared of Hydro. So I think I can just play a Tog and then try to play Disciple of the Vault. They're probably going to Hydro this. And then I go Gorilla Shaman. Maybe even blow up Blood Fountain. I need to leave up a blue for sure. I mean, they might just go for it at some point. It's funny that they could have won. What if I go play Gorilla Shaman right now, threaten to blow up Treasure Vault, Furnace. I'm dead to a lot of stuff. Like they have to have Hydroblast, right? My Atog resolved. Maybe they don't have Hydro. So it's a possibility. Play land. Play Disciple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can use munitions. So if I go play Disciple, munitions you. Or God blast you down to 12. I'm just going to try to play Disciple right now. They're going to Hydro my Atog perhaps right now. They do. They're at 16. They might not really be able to go for much. Assuming I have a Hydro. They also might just go for it. I'm not sure I can really play around that. I could have played Gorilla Shaman, but I don't want to. Again, I felt like I've been behind all match, so if the opponent messes up somehow, maybe I win with this. It's not looking super likely. It's weird that they let Atog resolve and then went for Blue Blast. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm gonna just, I mean, they played around Blue Blast last turn. I'm gonna just pretend like I have it. If they attack with a Tog, I'm gonna just pretend like I can answer it with a Blue Blast. Galv Blast this, and then no blocks, I think. I think that's how I win. Right? If I go chump, can I win? Then they know I don't have Hydro. It's so risky to not go for block. I'm gonna do it. I don't think I win otherwise, though. No, they don't. They don't know. They think I have Hydro. They're playing around it. If I was them, I would have gone for it. All right, they Blood Fountain, get back a Tog and Disciple. Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, now they just win if they play Disciple. Because they just sack their board. I mean, I guess they're the active player, so my Disciple triggers go on the stack first. So they could die to Galvanic Blast. This is so close. I'm going to just untap here, I think. Let's see, let's see. If I untap on my upkeep, they just kill me. But I can't tap any lower. What do I do? If they play it correctly, they win. I mean, they should have won so long ago in this game. Let's just untap. They don't go for anything on upkeep. So I'm gonna pass to their upkeep and try to kill them. I'm just gonna pass to their upkeep and try to kill them with munitions. Don't do it. Don't go for it. No. Don't. Please. The game is over for them if they pass to their upkeep. No. Okay, okay. I can also loot with Blood Fountain. Let's just let this resolve. They're going for Deadly Dispute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine. So I need to loot with. Wait, if I just kill this right now, they sack their board. I probably die. Munitions this. I don't know if this doesn't actually work. we're we're dead here if we pass. I mean they do have to sack their board, but I could have just not done this because now they're gonna go for it, right? Where before maybe they weren't going to. I should have been dead so many ways this game. All right, they're going for it. So now I have to loot with blood token and then they just sack. I should have not done this. I guess in response to the last one, I'm at 6. In response to the last one with it on the stack, I can go for something, but I don't know what that's going to do. I have to be able to kill them. I guess I can respond to any of these, right? I don't think it matters. Yeah, because if I blood token, this doesn't work. Okay, so now I go blood token. Discard. Oh, then I don't even get to draw before this triggers. So it's over. Okay, GG. Uh, I just felt like I was behind in that mirror match the whole time. On their turn, they had a decisive win. If they just sacked their board, like when they pass to my upkeep, if they just sack their board, they win. But they didn't for some reason. It was close. It was close. 1-1. Okay, we'll see everyone in round 3. Even on Affinity. All right, welcome to round 3. We're against Ixidor. We're 1-1 in the challenge. I was just saying to chat that Ixidor plays a lot of Stompy, but recently I've seen them on Affinity. I'm gonna keep this hand. I would be shocked if it wasn't the mirror. I mean, I would be shocked if it wasn't the mirror, but if I would be less so. I guess I wouldn't be as shocked if it was Stompy, but I'm assuming that it's the mirror. I would rather play against Stompy. Yeah, it's I'm not that lucky. Is there any reason to hide Great Furnace? Probably not. I could even just play a Tog next turn. Just get it down early. It's a little greedy. Because then a Tog just dies to a Galvanic Blast. I don't hate just like crack this for black, play Disciple, play Star. I'm gonna do that. Okay, nice. Do I want to play Disciple or do I want to play Star Bridge? I think Star Bridge is actually better here. Hmm. They have to spend a removal spell on my Disciple. If not, I start draining them. I can just play Star next turn. Yeah. Disciple Bridge, I think, is the best line. Sure, they can just kill the Disciple. If they have makeshift munitions here, it's pretty annoying. Alright, are they going to go Mirror Enforcer? Thoughtcast, okay. Do they have Gal Blast? They have Enforcer, okay. Another Disciple, wow. I mean, I get Ancestral here. I kind of want to just... I guess a decent line. I have a couple lines. I can play Disciple, leave up Deadly Dispute. They can't really stack any artifacts into that. I can play Star, leave up Deadly Dispute. Because then if they don't do anything, I can just sack my Star to Deadly Dispute. I don't have to sack like a land. It's just so much more efficient. Playing a Tog is pretty good as well. If they have exactly Gal Blast, I get kind of wrecked. Oh yeah, I can't play Disciple and leave up Dispute. Good point. One thing I could do is play Darksteel, play Chromatic Star, Deadly Dispute the Chromatic Star, use the treasure, play Disciple. But I think I like just this. Pass. If they play a removal spell on my Disciple, I just get to Deadly Dispute that. They have Disciple. Okay. I have to just take here. I can munitions their Disciple. All right, they're going Blood Fountain. That's a good sign for me. Or just blood, whatever, blood token. Don't want to see an Atog right now. Oh, God, I always have to say it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, so I can do a lot here. Definitely going to want to take out their Disciple. It's a lot of Atogs. So I go Munitions. Fuck, I have to sack a land and Munitions to take out their Disciple. It's pretty bad. They're at 18 still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. So I'm nowhere near a kill. So I think I just go. They're tapped out right now. So I go play Disciple, play Munitions, sack a Darksteel Citadel, kill their Disciple. Or can I even do more than that? I have Deadly Dispute. So what if I go Disciple the Vault, play Deadly Dispute, maybe using a treasure, sack a land. I think I can play the Deadly Dispute as well. Not sure if I'm supposed to. So let's think about this again. Vault Disciple, play Deadly Dispute, tapping these two things, sacking treasure, getting another treasure, or sacking a land, I guess. I have to sack 2 lands to play the Deadly Dispute. This is so tough. People say this deck is easy to play, but I find it so hard to play. I guess I'm just going Disciple, Munitions, your Disciple. Then do I have to chump their Atog? Might have to. I can just Munitions away my treasure. That's probably what I'm going to do. So I'm at 13. They can attack for 2. Let's see. I have to chump this. That was a tough turn. Yeah, it's so many options there. I could have sacked a land leaving up 1 mana, but I don't like that. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Definitely have to just chump. Go to 9. I mean, I'm still dead to Fling, I think, but what are you going to do? Oh no. Not like this opponent. Seems like they have it. Yep, they do. I guess, yeah, they have it. I was going to say, I guess they could have double Gal Blast, but I might have made like a mistake, a, a small mistake or two in the last mirror, but overall, I feel like I'm just losing the mirror. Like, I'm just behind. Like, I'm never, like, I'm not feeling like I'm ever ahead. Okay. Let's do like pretty much the same sideboard plan, right? Let's do this. I can do this. Duress isn't bad, but there's only so many non-artifacts you can have. Yeah, this is not the worst time for me to be taking like a break from, uh, you know, consistent content creation just because Pauper is, I think, so bad right now. It's just like feels like so much disrespect that no bans or nothing is coming through. When like, yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. Like in the past, sometimes the blue decks, like blue red Fae, was a little bit too good. Tron was good, and I main decked a couple Pyroblasts. Sure, nobody else was really doing that, but now people are just regularly main decking Dust to Dust. Dust to Dust. That's such a narrow card. Exile two artifacts, and just nothing's happening. I mean, a Tog is definitely the problem, but the indestructible tap lands are also the problem. I think without a Tog, this deck would still be good. Not sure if it would be as good, but I mean, obviously it wouldn't be as good, but all right. This hand's not very good, but I think I'm supposed to keep it. Not, I don't think I'm supposed to mull hands like this. Maybe munitions should just come out. This could be a game where I just play a Tog on two. I could play munitions on two. Depends what they do. Galvanic Blast. Oh, Galarian, what's up? A lot of people subbing today, so thank you. Could play a Tog, could play Disciple. I like playing one of the two drops. I think I like munitions. Better against an eventual Gorilla Shaman. All right, they just star. I was gonna say land, but we did not hit. And brutal spot here. Really, really needed a land there because now these thought casts I can't cast. Like it's so incredibly greedy to play Deadly Dispute. I'm gonna just play a Tog. Guess I could have just played Disciple, but uh, just want to do a Tog. All right. So far behind here. Land. God. Just brutal. Just needed one land to start casting these. Missed pretty badly. Opponent has 7 cards in hand. They have so much more mana, more artifacts. We're dead here. Just way too far behind at this point. Keep trying, obviously. Wow. I need to actually Deadly Dispute, I think. It's my only chance to come back in the game. If I just Gal, I don't even have 3 artifacts for Gal Blast. Wow. Okay. So let's let them sack another artifact here. You really think there's a ton of viable decks? Like, people are main decking Dust to Dust, and the best decks are Affinity and probably maybe Tron with like 11 Affinity hate cards, or Boros Bully with main deck and a ton of sideboard hate. There's not a lot of viable decks. There's just not. Okay, they have to sack another artifact. And now I just have to Galv Blast again. Whoa. They have to sack one more. Okay. So they had to sack their like entire board there. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I guess I could still just die here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Galv Blast kill me. Galv Blast plus. Yeah, okay, well, GG's. We just got stuck on mana for too long there. Damn. That was brutal. 16 matches left. Okay. We're going to keep playing. But 1 and 2 in the challenge now. Not ideal. Lost the mirror twice. Sucks. Yeah, I think Pauper might be fine in real life because people aren't playing Affinity as much because they just want to have fun at like FNM. But in Moto, it's pretty bad when people are trying to win. All right, GG's Ixidor. We'll see everyone for round 4. All right, welcome back to round 4. We're against Nanae. We're in the 1-2 bracket. Would you like to play first? Yes. Keep this hand. We're on the play, finally. I don't even know if we've been on the play. Yeah, but we have 3 combos with Crucible in that. We just did a Vintage Cube draft. But we'll focus on this since I'm recording for YouTube here. Okay. Probably Affinity, probably a Boros anti-Affinity deck that we're up against here. So not really my day. Okay, Thoughtcasts are good. Can cast one of those next turn. No, I can do a lot next turn. Okay. Wow, I can have a really good turn here. I need to think about this for a second. So I can go Great Furnace. I do want to Galvanic Blast this now. Great Furnace, that's 4 artifacts. Galvanic Blast. Blood Fountain, and then just play Enforcer. Cast the Thoughtcasts next turn. I mean, I like that. Kill this. Blood Fountain. Enforcer. And then start drawing cards next turn. Yep, that was a sick turn. Not a bad turn 3. Wow, Forgotten Cave. Don't usually see that. Start with Thoughtcast. Now I can go land, Prism, Thoughtcast again. Yeah. This deck is just, this is turn 4. I can not attack. Because they're just going to attack back, gain life. They'd have to play 3 spells. If they go like a Braid, I lose out on damage, but I think it's better to stay back. Because if they just go play like a Faithless Looting, attack back for 3 lifelink, there's no point to attack there. All right, they did have the Abrade. I lost out on the damage, but they also kind of had to play Abrade this turn rather than committing more stuff to the board. So I still think this is fine. Okay, nice. Let's just lead on Thoughtcast. Galvanic Blast this. Play Wellspring. We should be able to combo them out pretty quickly here. And then just play Bridge. Look at just how much stuff we have and how many cards we've drawn. Again, if I attacked, sure I hit for some damage, but then maybe they just go like Hawk, Faithless Looting, attack back for 3, and then my attack didn't really do anything. It attacked for 1 damage, and they got to commit to the board rather than having to abrade that turn. So felt like I understood, explain my play, but maybe it wasn't good still. Who knows? Let's go keep drawing cards here. Should I Wedding Invitation? I think so. And also start cycling Blood. Get rid of some of these extra lands. Let's go Vault. Don't need to play second Blood Fountain yet. Let's just go Chromatic Star. Just gonna pass. I'll probably just cycle Star, cycle Blood. I'm still looking to be in a pretty decent spot here, I think. Another Hawk. They're going to get one more Hawk. Oh, they don't. They must just have drawn a bunch of Hawks naturally. Their draw is pretty anemic here. I like to say that word for some reason. Let's go add a red mana, draw, and then loot with Blood Token. Discarding Darksteel at this point. There's the Fling. Okay, so now we just need to find the Atog. There's Disciple. Okay. We're getting close. I can feel it. Wellspring. We can still win this turn if we found Atog. Now I think we're a little bit short mana. I guess I go now Disciple. I guess I go Star first, then play Disciple. I could also not play Disciple yet, because then they can just bolt it. I'm gonna just save this. Yeah, I like that. Because then I can just play Atog, then play Disciple, and then I just drain them. We're not really drawing anything. I mean, we've drawn half our deck. Yeah, I know they can have strands. I definitely want to save Disciple. It's funny, I need to draw even more cards. Wow, they tap out for Guardian. Okay, so now we just kill them. I'm just going to go quickly here, even if it's not optimal. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. Kill both your early threats, draw half my deck by like turn 7 or 8, while just like playing a bunch of artifacts and then just combo kill. That was gross. All right, definitely duresses to take dust to dusts. Cannonade. And some number of hydros. Fling definitely gets worse because they're also going to have strands. That was the first game this tourney that I felt like I was actually like functioning pretty well. Um, I don't like Cart Clan because so many of their things have flying. Munitions seems really good against them. No, I don't think I want Edict in this matchup. I think I mostly want it for Boggles. Wedding Invitation seems great here. I can board out one Disciple, especially I'm bringing in a Cannonade. I don't think I want more than 2 Hydros. I think I want some Hydros for additional ways to deal with their Gorilla Shamans. I can do this. Thoughtcast is kind of hard to cast, but I think I like sideboarding like this. All right, definitely keep the mono land hand against a dust to dust deck is definitely where you want to be. They mulligan to 5, looking for hate. This is like the story. Like I played a lot of I was playing like Evoke with dust to dust 4 dust to dust main, and I just still lost to Affinity. Like I almost lost to Affinity when I cast dust to dust on turns like 3, 4, and 6 or something, and I still almost lost. And then I was like, okay, I just need to play Affinity because this is just too much. Maybe I should keep in Deadly Dispute to play around Dust to Dust a little bit more. But I took one out, not a big deal. I'll play the Vault because even if they go Plains Dust to Dust, I still have good mana. Looks like they have it. See, here's the thing though. Again, okay, they had the Dust to Dust. This game is not anywhere near over. I can easily come back, especially since I naturally drew a lot of lands. They need a lot more than just one Dust to Dust, especially they had to mulligan to find hate. If they also have like another Dust to Dust, it gets rough. They just crack Clue. Sure. Do they have Revoke? Circle of Protection red. Okay, sure. So now I guess the land I care least about is a Great Furnace, so I can have all my mana if they Dust to Dust again. So now I just Thoughtcast. I'll have to discard a card. I don't want to do that. I think I'm just going to pass and then Galvanic Blast something. Oh, yeah. Could Gal Blast their face right now. I think I'll just pass. They could play a Seeker or something. I think Dispute is better than Thoughtcast, exactly, to play around Dust to Dust and just comboing with my stuff. But I still have 3 Dispute. Nice, yeah, now I can Gal Blast this. This is exactly what I wanted them to do. That's so good for me. And now I get to kind of go off on this turn. I get to go play Seat, play Thoughtcast. I could have just played a Mirror Enforcer, but I didn't. So, all right, let's just pass. Hopefully they just play another Seeker of the Way. Faithless Looting resolves. We're flooding hard, but it's not that bad. I mean, they might want to save their Dust to Dusts. They have Strands in the yard now. Okay. And there's Guardian. Okay. Guardian's not even that good against us. They probably should have sided that out. I can Galblast their face. If they want to use strands on it, they can. I can Galblast this. If they want to use strands on it, they can. I don't think my Galblast is getting much better. Probably just kill the Thraben. And if they want to strands here, I'll let them strands here. If we just draw a Deadly Dispute here, we're so far ahead. Munitions. So Darksteel, Mirror Enforcer, Mirror Enforcer. I could also just play Munitions, but I think playing Double Enforcer is better. I can Munitions next turn. Just kind of annoying if they go Death to Dust, kill both your Enforcers. Okay. They only have one card in hand and a looting in the graveyard. Attack. Okay, they know they can't do that. Oh, nice. There's Ancestral Recall. Ancestral. Another Munitions is probably the worst draw. These are good draws. This was a turn 3 Death to Dust from the opponent on the play, by the way. Just so you don't forget that. What could be in their hand? Another Strands? Should I could just Munitions pass. Doesn't really do anything. To be fair, my Atog's not doing that much either. If I Munitions, I can sack my Enforcer against a Revoke or a Dust to Dust, and then be able to get my Enforcer back, because I do need Enforcers to win. Yeah, I agree. This just allows me to sack my Enforcer against another like Journey or Exile effect, and I do need to do that because it's going to be hard to win with the Tog through Cop Red. Cop Red is Circle of Protection Red. If you're not familiar with that, Cop Circle of Protection, and then you just say which one it is. Why wouldn't they just go looting from the yard right now? Okay, fine with me. I guess they still can, but they should have started on looting from the yard. Okay, this is exactly why I did. Oh, oh, this has protection from monocolored, so they can't target it. But I'm gonna just go Munitions, you, pay 1, sack Enforcer. Okay, nice. That's a nice trick. If this didn't have pro monocolored, if there's one creature on each side, and you can kill your own thing or sack it in response to a journey, they have to target their own creature. But in this case, it had protection from monocolored, so we weren't able to do that. We have 0 cards in hand. We have multiple duresses, which is pretty bad. Let's go Blood Fountain. Discard a duress. I guess I'm going to get back the 1 Mirror Enforcer. It's still pretty good. I could have discarded a Tog and then gotten back 2 creatures just for a little bit of value, but I didn't choose to do that. Can play Blood Fountain. Just gonna pass. We can also just eventually kill them with Disciple Atog, which is why I don't think Cop Red is that good in this matchup. Like, eventually I can just find Disciple plus Atog and kill, right? No, Atog Disciple still kills them. Oh. Just get back Mirror Enforcer. Untap. There's Deadly Dispute. I like that. They have one card in hand. Not too concerned. Let's just go land. Enforcer. Blood Fountain. Pass the turn. Looking good here, looking good. I guess I could have looted main phase to try to find another play. I'd rather just leave up Dispute here, because they might try to mess with my Enforcer here. And then I can just sack that. I can blood away this munitions for sure. I don't need second munitions. I don't think. It's kind of hard for them to play stuff because they want to leave out Cop Red as well. I really don't like this card in this matchup, I don't think. Sure, it's stopping my Atog right now, but I mean, I guess their Guardian's already kind of doing that. Dust to dust, those two things. That doesn't actually work because I can just go. I can't go Deadly Dispute because I don't have enough black sources, but I can go Munitions, you, and then sack the Blood Fountain to get back the Enforcer. So this, I don't think this was the best play. Munitions, you, sack this. I get, oh yeah, now I can discard the Atog to the Blood and then get back both creatures. So yeah, now I can do the thing. So I Blood Token away the Atog. And unless they have like Fairy Macabre or something here, I kind of get them. I really don't like that Dust to Dust play. They should have just probably Dust to Dust like Enforcer plus land there. I mean, Blood Fountain's a good card. Gotta pay attention to my black sources though, for sure. Enforcer, Prism. There's a Vault. I wonder if I just Deadly Dispute away my Prism right now, just to draw more cards. I think that seems good. There's Disciple. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So I'm probably gonna want to go for everything next turn. I could just duress right now because, like, is it getting much better to duress? I mean, I guess I could duress next turn, but I kind of want the mana for munitions next turn. So I think I'm just gonna go Vault Duress. They probably just have a land, but maybe they have something else. Oh wow. They got punished. I can also just play in a Tog right now. I think it's safe to do so. Gives me more mana next turn. Is it safe to play Disciple as well? I think no. Yeah, Duress and a Tog. I think that was a good line. Raven Inspector. That was a good draw from them. They get a redraw. They're tapping a lot of mana here, though. I can kill them with Munitions and Disciple pretty easily here, I think, actually. They're at 19. Thoughtcast. Second Disciple. Hydro. Okay. Land. Mirror Enforcer. Disciple. Attack with both of my things. I guess they get a free block here, so I just attack with just this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they have 2 mana. Oh, they're taking the hit. So they're at 15. They can stop 2 pings from this. I can go. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. That's 16 damage, and they can prevent 2 of it. So I can put them to 1, and then I just can sack a Tog to kill them. So I have super lethal here, right? I just start munitionsing them with all my mana, and then I just sack a Tog for the rest. So let's just do it. I think I did the math right, chat? Pretty sure it's lethal. We're pretty sure. We're pretty sure. That's why Cop Red is not that good. Strands doesn't matter, I don't think. We have enough. We have extra artifacts to just sack to a Tog. So, got there. You can, like, imagine if we just found another Disciple, then we just sack our board. This does nothing. All right, 2 and 2. See everyone for round 5. All right, 2 and 2. Welcome back to round 5. We have a keepable hand here. Totally respectable. We can't cast Dispute yet, but we should be fine. We're against Laughing Rock. They mulligan to 6. Forest. Is it Elves? Oh, it's Boggles. Okay. Well, we know what we have to do. Vault. I don't need to Galblast, so I might as well just bridge, and then I have untapped lands for the rest of the game. We've played 2 mirrors so far, and we lost them both, so there's that. We've beaten everything that's not Affinity, and we've lost everything that is Affinity. They just attack for 1, and that's it? So now I just go Wellspring Go. They mulliganed, and they maybe kept a sketchy hand here. Not sure what they're going to do next turn. Rancor, okay. Multiple Blood Fountains. Doesn't really do anything. So if I go Deadly Dispute my Wellspring, I go up to 9 cards in hand. Then I could just play Blood Fountain, save the Galvanic Blast. I think I want to go Great Furnace, then Deadly Dispute, leaving my Vault up. Then I could always just play Blood Fountain and not have to discard. Oh shit! I don't have double black. I guess I can use the treasure to play Blood Fountain. It was a mistake to play land. I thought this was a black land for some reason or something. I thought I could play both, but still is probably worth it just to do this. Opponent not really doing much over there. Okay. Man. I can't quite play Mirror Enforcer this turn, which kind of sucks. So I just play Blood Fountain. I also miscalculated because if I didn't draw another 1-drop, I would have had to discard. I could have always just Gallop Blasted face. If I just draw a Tog, I should just win, right? Opponent just doing nothing over there. Classic Boggles. They just played a 3-1 hexproof and that's it. Ichor Wellspring. All right, so let's go Seat, Mirror Enforcer. Play Ichor Wellspring, tapping like this. I don't need to crack the star yet. Tog, another Mirror Enforcer. Not bad, not the best. I can play second Blood Fountain and then loot with one of the bloods. I can play Prism. I like play Blood Fountain, play Mirror Enforcer, pass. I can just discard a Darksteel Citadel here, or leave up Gallop Blast for whatever reason. All right, Ancestral Mask at that. They can't even attack though. They only have a 5/3 trample. Could just Gallop Blast their face, but I think looting is better. Deadly Dispute, nice. All right, let's go Deadly Dispute, the Wellspring, Ancestral Recall. We're gonna find a Tog at some point. There's another Gallop Blast. We actually almost have them. Let's go Thoughtcast. Okay. So we actually might have the win because we do have triple red. So if I go attack for 8 and then hit for 12, that's 20 damage. So I can just attack with both, play land, triple Galvanic Blast them. So unless they trade, they lose. And they're not going to trade. This deck is insane. I mean, opponent didn't do anything, so there's that. Didn't find a Tog or Disciple in almost the top half of our deck, no problem. Just still a turn 5 win. We have a lot of hate here. Nice. Munitions doesn't do anything. Galvanic Blast goes face, but that's about all it does. Does help race. Yeah, they're probably missing white, but it seems like a pretty bad hand to keep. I could just side out Galvanic Blast entirely. Man, I don't hate that sideboard plan. Just keep all the card advantage, keep the Atog, Disciple, Fling combo, and then board in a bunch of interaction for interaction that doesn't actually work. This seems pretty reasonable. I could side out like one Mirror Enforcer, keep in one Blast, but I think I'm just going to do this. Keeping both Blood Fountains, I like it. We have double Cart Claim Cannonade, we have double Duress, we have one Diabolic Edict, we have a lot. We're not sure what the opponent had, but yeah, they probably had a hand where they're like, if they drew probably a white source, they do a lot. If they don't draw the white source, they do nothing. They didn't draw it. Let's go. They mulligan to 5. Boggles, it just needs so much to go right. You need lands, you need hexproof creatures, and you need auras, and you need all the right ones of each. Like, the right amount of each. There's so many things that need to go right. Just don't want them to play another creature here, basically. Any aura is fine. Okay. Now I just really want them to play a non-Rancor aura. Ooh, they have blue mana? So that means they probably have Hydroblast. They didn't play another creature. I could just play like an Ichor Wellspring or something. It's pretty tempting. They added blue. So they definitely have Hydroblast or Dispel. Yeah, I'm just going to play... Could play Darksteel Prism or Vault Ichor Wellspring. I'm going to go Vault Wellspring. I think they have Dispel probably, or Hydro. We don't know, but they have something. No reason just to play right into it if they just have a 1/1. Could have left up Edict for exactly this reason, but we're not even in that bad of a spot still. 3, 4. Can't quite play Enforcer this turn. This is pretty close. I kind of like Bridge Pass or Bridge Prism. It's one of the two. I guess I can go Darksteel tap out for Enforcer, but I think I like that line least. Thought process was advance my board, and I can always edict a bit later because they didn't play a second creature. They have blue mana up that they probably have Dispel or Hydroblast. We don't know which one, but it could be one of the two. I would bet it's Hydro. I'm gonna go Bridge Pass. I'm gonna try to edict them. See if they have the Dispel. They don't. Okay, nice. Now they need to draw another Boggle, which they do not have. And we're just in a fantastic spot now. So I can go Land, Prism, Prism, Enforcer, which is probably what I'm going to do. If I draw a Tog... Oh, I misclicked there. Definitely rusty here. A lot of just misplays, misclicks from me, though, so it sucks. Obviously, I did not try to play Enforcer for 2. I just said the line that I was trying to do right before that, so just a misclick. Try to play through it. It's important with misclicks. Like, I could get so upset right now, but it's important just to stay positive. I mean, I know I'm not in that bad of a state as far as the game state, but that's a reason to also not tap your mana first like this and then click on a spell because stuff like that can happen. So I immediately just do it again. I just got to be more careful. Cannonade. Okay, Cannonade is a great draw. I almost want to just leave up Cannonade, not even play a Blood Fountain quite yet. I think it's worth it because if they go Boggle and try to Rancor it or play another Aura, I'm gonna want Cannonade up. They probably have Hydro because they named blue. They definitely have Hydro. So maybe I just run out these Blood Fountains then. All right, talk myself into it. And then I'll just cycle one blood probably. Sometimes the boggles also have a couple copies of Dust to Dust. Okay, well, of course they just have it immediately. But again, they probably have Hydro. And I still have Cannonade. Just a Tog for the win. Okay, now I can duress away the Hydro here. Oh, almost certainly they do. Yeah, Ancestral Mask. Okay, perfect. So now I can just loot this land away. There's Disciple. Okay, nice. Baiting the mask. Yeah, I'm just not going to play Cannonade yet. I mean, I guess the problem is, I guess they could draw another Blue Blast, especially since we know it's in their deck. So it probably is worse. Because at this point, even if they draw another Boggle off the top, I can probably beat that. But I think this is actually just safer. Baiting the mask is a consideration, but they have to literally draw another hexproof creature this turn. And even if they do that, I probably still have a good chance to win. They drew land. So their hand is Rancor Mask. So I can just kill next turn. There's no reason to try to get value when I can just take a safer line and kind of like guarantee a win. Okay, well. Might as well just make it easy. Some people say Boggles has a good matchup against this deck, but I think Affinity is honestly just too fast. Like, you can have your own turn 4 wins. You have interaction post board. Nice. 3 and 2, 2 rounds left. Let's see if we can win out. I'll see everybody for round 6. All right. Welcome to round 6. We're 3 and 2. Let's keep winning out, and we have a chance for top 8, even if it's a low chance. We're against Victor Roet, I think. Drake to play first. Yes. And we have beat every non-affinity opponent. 0 lands, mulligan. We're on the play. We have to go to 5 here. This is just 1 land. It just doesn't work. I'll wait for our opponent, and let me close the blinds because we're about to get some really bad glare. Okay, looks like opponent's here. They mulligan to 6. I'm going to have to go to 5 here. Okay, this we can keep. Interesting what to put back. I have to put back 2 cards. They mulligan to 5 is... Oh, no, they don't. They keep 6. I was like, oh, they mulligan to 5, but that was me. So I could put back Thoughtcast, Great Furnace. Or I can put back Thoughtcast, Deadly Dispute. Because then I get to go turn 1 Blood Fountain, turn 2 Thoughtcast. What about putting back Deadly Dispute, Great Furnace? And I still get to go turn 1 Blood Fountain, turn 2 Thoughtcast. And then I have another Thoughtcast to draw into red sources and whatever else I need. I like it. I mean, this is a great 5. Blood Fountain, 1 mana, make 2 artifacts. Pretty nice. Okay, it's elves. I do like this matchup in general. We have a good amount of sideboard cards for the matchup. Wow. Just mulligan to 5, maybe turn 4 win here? I mean, opponent could go off on turn 3. All right, now I'm gonna go. Oh, I can't even play a Tog yet, so never mind. So we go Thoughtcast. Damn. Thoughtcast Star Bridge, that's all we can do. Let them untap with Priest is not ideal. Hope they don't do anything too crazy. Vanguard into a couple elves is not the worst. Another Vanguard into a Well-Wisher. They have 2 cards in hand. I might want to just kill the Well-Wisher and then race them. Nice. Drawing a land was so good there. Because now I can go kill. I can go Galvanic Blast, Well-Wisher, Thoughtcast, and play a Tog without having to sack anything. So I just lead on Thoughtcast. It's pretty sketchy because if I lead Priest of Titania, if I lead Priest of Titania, they can go like play a big draw spell. But I can't really beat a Well-Wisher anyway, right? Because they're going to get to gain minimum 4 life, probably more than that next turn. And if they just don't have a Lead the Stampede or a green draw spell in their hand, Priest isn't doing that much anymore. Why don't I play Thoughtcast? And if I draw, I could draw another removal spell. I don't. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Just stick to the plan here. This was such a good 5 from us, but their 6 was pretty decent as well. Timberwatch Elf, that's a problem. Another Disciple, maybe we can just kill. Fling kills. A lot of good draws here, and I have a couple redraws. Land is not it. Let's go sack. Yes, and yield to this. There's a Galvanic Blast. Okay. Let's think about this. I probably need to Galvanic Blast this. But if I go face, they're at 15. They're at 15 and I can't kill. Why don't I start by looting with blood? I only have 1 blue spell left in my deck. Ichor Wellspring. Guess I want to play Vault. I could draw another Disciple though. Guess I tap like this. Could draw another Gallblast. Just tap like this. Blood Fountain. I can attack with both of these actually. Let's go land, Blood Fountain. They're not going to block with Timberwatch, so I can attack with both of these and then Galvanic Blast this post-combat. If they trade here, is that fine? I think it is fine. They have to chump a Tog. And if they go to 14 here, are they just dead to Galvanic Blast? So they might just be dead here. Let me calculate. They go to 14 off the hit. A Galvanic Blast down to 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not bad. Let's recalculate just to make sure. It's lethal, right? Hit them down to 14. Galvanic Blast you down to 10. Then I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 artifacts. This deck is nuts. So I just go sack, Wellspring, hit for damage, Galvanic Blast you, and then lethal you. Mulligan to 5, not bad. What do you mean we're not having luck today? We just, was that turn 5 win or turn 4? Turn 5 win on a multi 5? That was such a good 5. Duress is good and it's not good. Oh, Laura, what do you mean? Oh, do you mean you're not having luck in the challenge? I'm still not sure what you mean. Is it that we lost to Affinity? Is that what you're lost? Is that what you're saying? I don't fully get it. I feel like Mirror Enforcer just doesn't really do much at all. I guess it is good after I wrath them. I kind of want Duress as well. Is Elves a bad matchup? I don't think it's that bad. I think it's like okay, right? I could just do the one Duress just for luck. Also, I mean, a lot of people have 0 Cart Clan Shaman in their sideboard, and Cart Clan goes a long way. I mean, they're pretty fast, but you have interaction and you combo pretty fast as well. Munitions crushes them. I don't know. I could set out a Blood Fountain here. All right. I think I go like this. I want all my Ickerwell Springs for my Cart Clans. Just go one Duress. I've sided in Duress. I've not sided in Duress. Now I'm siding in one Duress. I'm not really sure. Yeah, lots of Magic players are computer programmers, poker players, all the above. This hand's pretty slow. Like I'm going turn 2 munitions and then I need to start firing off on the draw. I mean, I don't think, maybe this is why this matchup's not that good. Because I need to keep hands like this. Oh, nice. I think I just kill this to slow them down. When I was an Elves player and they kill your Elf, some hands it doesn't matter, but some hands it's like backbreakingly bad for you. So let's just slow them down. Because if they had like a Quarian Ranger, no other mana producing elf hand, killing their turn 1 elf mana producer is so huge. Oh, geez, that was a blowout. This exiles it too, right? Okay. It's fine. There's the Quarian that we thought that we were expecting. They only have 3 cards left. I kind of want to go Darksteel Prism and then Munitions next turn. Munitions this turn doesn't really do anything. And that gives me something to sack to the Munitions next turn. I like it. I could have just togged here to prevent a couple damage, but I think I'd rather get some Munitions fodder so I can just kill like the Quarian Ranger. Or if they play like a Well-Wisher or a Priest of Titania you know, those type of cards. Prism, draw, Gallblast, love it. Depending on what they do, I can go with Tog plus Gallblast next turn. Wow, they did nothing? I mean, killing the Korean's tempting. I just don't even know if I need to. I don't hate just playing a Tog plus tap land here. I guess I can play a Tog plus untapped land. Guess I'm going to do that. They play Hydroblast a lot of times, right? They have just nothing going on. Do they just have like a bunch of distant melodies in hand? What else could they have in hand? Lissalana Huntmaster. I don't even know. I'm just going to munitions their ranger, I think. Play a tap land. Yeah, they can have Lissalana, Distant Melody. Yeah, maybe just not playing like additional Korean Rangers and stuff like that. Hydroblast, yeah. They could have Deglamour. All right, now I'm going to go Volt. Star. Munitions. I guess I can attack with a Tog first. They'll probably block with Vandal. I'll just sack the star, and then I'll just play Munitions pass. And I can always sack at any point to kill the Ranger. They could also have Rapid Vigor. Maybe Gleeful Sabotage. But I think that's less likely. They also might just take one here, which I would allow them just to take one. Maybe I just shouldn't have attacked, but I already attacked. All right. I'll just wait on killing the Ranger. There's no rush. Deglamour the munitions? Or is, oh, it's a Gleeful Sabotage. So they're going to copy and kill the makeshift munitions as well. I can just sack my... I'll just see what they target here. That was the reason to kill the Korean Ranger, I suppose. I didn't think they had this. So now I just go 1 damage here, sack, vault. That was a good call. I have another munitions though. Good for me, bad for them. I'll just kill this now, I think, with munitions. I don't need to trade 1 for 1. Just pass. I can potentially kill next turn. Because they targeted my vault with Gleeful Sabotage, so my vault was going to die anyway. That's why I sacked it. This gets copied when you tap 2 creatures. So they with the first copy they targeted vault. With the copy of it, they targeted munitions. All good. They just concede. They just had a really bad hand there. See, you can like load up your sideboard with hate. You have to draw it. You have to have decent draws. You have to have it all. Okay. We'll see everyone in round 7 for the last round. Maybe if we win, we can still 5-2 and potentially top here. We're still live. All right, seventh and final round. We look at the standings. We're here. Methodical is up here. They have a better chance to top 8, but who knows how tiebreakers go, and I'm obviously going to go for it. I'm going to keep this hand. This hand looks fine. And it's the mirror. Can we beat the mirror? Hand is, again, fine. I don't think this hand's a mulligan, no. It's not like the fastest hand, but I think it's a keep. Galvanic Blast, okay. We do have another one. I wonder if I just play out a second one. Might allow me to win quickly. All right, now I'm going to do it, I think. Just keep playing the Togs. Make them have the answer for it. They need to have like a bunch of Gal Blasts. I want to be the one like putting the pressure on if I can. And if I get to untap with the Tog, it's really good. All right, well, they've had it. Do they have a Tog also? Please, no. Prism, okay. Disciple. Now I'm probably just going to go play Thoughtcast, probably play a Tog, play Disciple. They need another removal spell. I want to be the one with the Tog down first. They've already used 2. How many do they have? Going with the aggressive lines here. Turn 2 a Tog, turn 3 a Tog, turn 4 Thoughtcast Disciple a Tog. They're going to play a Tog. Oh, they're playing Munitions. Ugh. It's kind of gross. They're sacking Wellspring, killing Disciple. Use Disciple's ability, yes. They go to 19. See what they do here. Is it possible for me to win here? I think it is possible for sure. Ichor Wellspring. That's really good. So I can go play Ichor Wellspring, play Disciple, sack the Wellspring, try to hit another land for Deadly Dispute. If I don't, let's just start doing stuff here. Wellspring. I guess they'll be able to sack something to kill Disciple right now. So I need to be able to present lethal. But I think I want to go for it if I can. So it's best to not Deadly Dispute. So I think the best line is play Thoughtcast right now. And then let's say if I go just tap land, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts. That's 18 damage. +1 from a Tog is lethal. I think I have lethal here. So I think I go Thoughtcast, which I don't even really need to do. Thoughtcast, draw 2. Play Tapland. Let's say I don't draw anything. Play Tapland, play Disciple. sack my entire board. That's one land that I played. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um, that's plus 12, and then drain for 6. That's 18, plus 1 from a Tog is 19 damage. So that should be it. Just keep playing the Togs and you can get there, right? Doesn't matter which one I do, I don't think. They're also going to take 1 off their munitions here. Just going to stack my entire board. Let's hope I did the math right. Oh no, did I not play the Silver Bluff Bridge first? Did I punt? I might have just punted. Did I play land? They're at 13. Oh no, they're still dead. Okay. Oh, I played the other land. I played the other land. Whew! Scared myself. Drew the Blood Fountain. Whew! Whew! Okay. Let's do the same sideboard plan that we have been doing that hasn't been working. Oh, wait. I've been doing this. Yeah, third of Tog was the charm. All right, a little sketchy there, but I think that was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good. Playing the Atogs into all the Galvanic Blasts worked out because I had so many Atogs and they just couldn't answer all of them. All right. Let's just get a Gorilla Shaman win, shall we? Yeah, I tried to brew Gruul Storm and I had reasonable success, but what does the Gruul Storm deck play? Because the black rituals are so good. Like Dark Ritual and Cabal Ritual are so good. All right, this is a mole. They mulligan as well. All right, this is a keep. Maybe just put back Wedding Invitation here. Yeah. They mulligan to 5. Unfortunate. Fortunate for us. Let's keep this. Put back Wedding Invitation. Done. They can still crush us with a Gorilla Shaman if they have one. I wonder if I want to just play Bridge. It is pretty tempting. I think it's the safe route. Nice. Now I'm going to play Disciple, play Star. They have 3 cards in hand. If they like Thoughtcast, Deadly Dispute, or anything here, they can come right back into this game. They have the Thoughtcast, okay. The good thing is our hand's pretty reasonable as well. Ah, damn. Their 5 was good. Another Disciple, though. That is gas. So let's go Vault, Disciple, Thoughtcast. I do want to play the Disciple because I can drain them for damage off of it, and I can drain them when I crack this star. Let's go play Disciple, play Thoughtcast, paying blue. It's the Thoughtcast trick right there. You click on Thoughtcast, and then you use your star to pay for it. And I notice I only have 3 artifacts, but I only pay 1 mana. I'm just going to play that next turn. They need something pretty good here, which they could certainly have. Like a Deadly Dispute is massive right here. A Tog would also be pretty good, but beatable perhaps. And Disciple. No land, okay. Land, Shaman, kill your Furnace, kill a Chromatic Star right now, probably. Oh no, I can't. That costs 3 to do. So they probably can't kill me because they didn't have a land. They only have 1 card. If they go sack, sack. Let's say they play land, play another artifact. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 18, 19 damage. Oh my god, that's a win. Star Mana Open is pretty good. Otherwise, it's too risky. I need to not die here. They could win here, but I could also just choose to block with Gorilla Shaman. Okay. It's pretty good. So I drain them. They drain me. They draw. Tog gets bigger. Okay, so now if they sack their entire board, they go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 damage, and then I don't lose. I don't think they're going to sack their entire board here. Just not going to block. They did not play another land. I can block next turn. Land Galvanic doesn't work because then the Galvanic only deals 2. They played a land post-combat? Why? Hydro, please. Hydro. A Tog? That could do it as well. Play a Tog, play Wellspring, leave up 1 mana, probably. They could have Hydro. Now I can kind of try to fight the Tog battle. What a headache this mirror is. I can also chump their Atog with my Gorilla Shaman, which I might end up doing. A lot of options here. They play a Munitions. Okay, resolves. The munitions my disciple, I assume. Yeah. Okay. They draw a card. But I can draw a couple extra cards next turn and maybe kill. I don't have a fling in my deck, but they're pretty tight on artifacts here. I have 2 disciples down already. I don't think they can attack. They can't. Just untap. Hydro. Wow. So now I can just Hydro their Atog right now. What a draw. Wait, I can just go Prism. Hydro. That was such a good draw. I mean, I do have 4 Hydros, but I can sack first, but I probably don't want to because they're going to have to chump a Tog with their Disciple. So I probably just go Hydroblast your Tog. I could sack because I could just go for the win if I find Galvanic Blast. Yeah. I think it's worth it to take some damage to look for the win. Only 2 damage. Hydro. Right on time when I can't cast it. So now I'm just going to go Great Furnace because I'm going to want a Gorilla Shaman their Chromatic Star. They're at 16. Opponent has to block. I can attack with both. And then I go Gorilla Shaman your star after this dies. Okay. Nice. Yeah, Blobber. I don't know if that's how you say your name, but yeah, you gotta practice with Magic Online. It's a different experience than playing in real life, for sure. Oh my god, I think I was just auto yielding when I have a Tog in play. They could have just like Galvanic Blasted before I could respond. That would have been annoying. They can't really munitions my shaman as well because they'd have to sack a land. You'll get better at Magic Online. Honestly, I've been playing Magic Online for years, and only really like in the last couple of months when I started playing a lot more consistently is I got good enough on Magic Online to play like Evoke. Because otherwise it just took too long. Whoa. Oh, they're going all in for they're trying to find Hydroblast here, it looks like. But I can just shaman their treasure token. So yeah, if they don't have it here, they don't have it. All right. Well, they have to chump again, but they're not dead right now. Oh, and Darksteel to kill my Gorilla Shaman. They will have to chump again though, and sack a land to kill this if they want to. Deadly Dispute. That is huge. So now I think I'm just going Hydro on this right now. And then if they go sack an artifact to kill Gorilla Shaman, I'll just Deadly Dispute it. Nice. This is good for me. So I go Deadly Dispute, sack the Shaman. There's another Deadly Dispute. Okay, kind of doing it here. Let's keep looking. I guess I just sack a Great Furnace here. Haven't found it yet. Play second Atog is probably a more deterministic win than trying to play Prism. I guess I can play both though. So I guess I play Prism right now because if I find a win, I win. If I don't, they have to chump, and then I just sack my treasures to play second Atog if I want. They chump. I just don't sack anything, and then I just play another Atog. Okay. Looking good. They can still find Hydroblast, though. That's the problem. This game is not over. They're going to double Hydro right now. I almost can't even go for the win. Thoughtcast. I can sack some stuff between the two Atogs. Probably what I'll end up doing. All right, I'm going to save this. I'm going to just sack both Prisms. Because I have a bridge. Okay. That should be game, right? Because if I separate the damage between the two, they can only Hydroblast one. And if I go land and sack my entire board, I have 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts. That puts them down to 8. And between sacking 7 artifacts, both of these. Is that enough? If they wait and then, yeah, because I can not sack the last artifact until I can just represent lethal until they Hydro and then kill them. So this should be plenty. Whew. All right, now we have to sweat the top 8. 5 and 2. We were pretty far down, but if back off wins, our tiebreakers go way up. We played against Ixidor, who's 3 and 4. Damn. Who else did we play against? Let's look at our show pass rounds. All right, so we just beat Victor Royat. Shoot, where are they? They're 3 and 3. Playing for 4-3. Laughing Rock. Oh no, 2 and 4. Or 3 and 4. Got the bye though. non-A. Shoot, hopefully this is enough. I mean, this will at least be top 16, but I don't really care about top 16. It's only 10 treasure chests. What I want is top 8. Come on, Methodic. Oh no, not Methodical. I meant come on, Back Off. Back Off's gotta win this. Back Off has got to win this. And then where's Nane? 4 and 3. Just beat Carves. Okay. Okay. Ixidor 3-4 though, just lost. And Choco, whatever. Where are they at? 0-2 drop. Ugh. Our tiebreakers are not good. Okay, we'll see YouTube for standings and we'll see if we make top 8 or not. We'll see YouTube in a second. All right. Welcome back. We did not make the top 8. We were a couple away. Back Off did make it. We helped Back Off get in with good tiebreakers, I suppose, but we couldn't quite get there. We had an 0-2 opponent and a 2-4 opponent. Just brought us down. So close. Still got 11th place, but it's just 10 treasure chests. So it's, a pretty whack prize. Look at 8th place. You get 10 QPs, 450 play points, and 25 treasure chests. And for the same record, you get this. I mean, there has to be a break to top 8. Top 8 is exciting. I like that, but it does feel bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I really didn't think we were going to make it. We had to be top 3 out of 9 5-2s, and we knew our tiebreakers were likely not good. That's also with Back Off winning that last match. So just not quite there today, but still a fun challenge. Who's lucky is these couple 4-3s who made top 16? Because look at how many 4-3s did not. Even there was almost 4-3 sneaking in at 32, but there was no 4-3 at 33rd. That would be funny if a 4-3 made top 16 and got 33rd to not top 32. Yeah, that was a lot of fun streaming the challenge. This will be posted on my YouTube tomorrow if you missed any of it. youtube.com/snapbolt. Again, twitch.tv/snapboltgames. So come hang out live. I don't know how much I'll be recording for the next week or two, but I plan to come back after that. Not too much longer, I think, in my break. So thank you everyone for hanging out. Had a really good time. So close here, so close. I feel like I haven't top 8'd a challenge for a while. That was obviously a good result. We just lost to Affinity twice. Your Monster 94. Yeah, so close. We both with the 5-2s just couldn't quite get there. But thank you everyone for watching here and on YouTube. That'll do it for this video. Let's go raid someone.